Hey everybody out there, this is Mama G and I'm back with another story and activity for kids grades K through 4. But if you're younger or if you're older, I think you'll enjoy this one too. It's another one of my favorite books and I have a lot of them, but this one is awesome and my girls always loved it. It's called Billy's Bucket and it's by Kes Gray and Gary Parsons. And we're going to do a fun activity afterwards. And I'll show you what that is. But first, I want to read this story because I think you'll find out it's really cute. So here we go. Billy's Bucket. Billy's Bucket. Can I have a bucket for my birthday? Asked Billy. Billy's dad looked up from his newspaper. A bucket? You don't want a bucket for your birthday. No one gets a bucket for his birthday. Why not? Asked Billy. Because, Billy, explained his mom, buckets are far too buckety to be a birthday present. But Billy wouldn't be persuaded. Please, can I have a bucket? He asked. How about a bike? Said his dad. Or some new sneakers, said his mom. Or a computer game. I want a bucket, said Billy. All right, sighed Billy's dad. You can have a bucket for your birthday. Yippee, shouted Billy. The next day, Billy's mom and dad went to Buckets R Us. There were buckets of buckets at Buckets R Us. Rubber buckets, plastic buckets, metal buckets, garden buckets, farm buckets, builder's buckets, beach buckets, and even soccer buckets. Billy's mom and dad followed Billy up and down every single aisle. What kind of bucket are you looking for? They asked. I don't know, said Billy, but I'll know it when I see it. Billy looked long and hard at every single bucket on every single shelf. There it is, he shouted. That's the one I want, right there. 19 shelves up, 78 across from the left. Billy's mom and dad got someone to help them. They all look the same to me, said the sales clerk doubtfully. Nope, that one's special, said Billy excitedly. When Billy got home, he ran straight into the kitchen and filled his bucket with water. Cool, said Billy, peering inside his bucket. I can see a rock pool with crabs and seaweed and little shrimpy things. Of course you can, Billy, agreed his dad. Oh, wow, said Billy. I just saw a shark. Of course you did, Billy, his mom smiled. Guess what I just saw, exclaimed Billy, sitting down for his birthday dinner. I saw a stingray, some clownfish, a bunch of barracuda, and a mermaid, I think. But it might have been a big herring. Of course you did, Billy, his dad chuckled. What's in your bucket at the moment, Billy? His dad chuckled again. 2 submarines and a sardine, said Billy. What's in your bucket now, Billy? His mom giggled. 7 sea lions and a walrus, said Billy. Of course, his parents exclaimed. That night, Billy was still staring into his bucket. Billy's dad nudged his wife and winked. Billy, is it okay if we borrow your bucket to mix up some paint tomorrow? Billy shook his head. No, it isn't. There are dolphins in my bucket right now, and you must never borrow my bucket. Billy's mom waited a few moments and winked at her husband. Billy, is it okay if we borrow your bucket to water the roses tomorrow? Billy frowned. There are 2 scuba divers in my bucket right now. You must never, ever borrow my bucket. Billy's dad just smiled and waited a few more moments. Billy, is it okay if I borrow your bucket to wash the car tomorrow? Billy looked up from his bucket and sighed. No, it isn't okay. There's a coral reef in my bucket right now. You must never, ever, ever borrow my bucket. What an imagination, exclaimed Billy's mom and dad. But it's time for bed. Billy put his bucket away and went upstairs. Thanks for a great birthday, he called, and the best present in the world. When Billy woke up the next morning, he got dressed quickly and ran downstairs to play with his bucket. But it wasn't there. By the time Billy found his dad, he was too late. "I told you not to borrow my bucket," said Billy. It took Billy's mom and dad 6 hours, 3 fire engines, 4 cranes, and a shoehorn to get the whale back into the bucket. They never, ever borrowed Billy's bucket again. The end. Wasn't that a silly story? What we're going to do today is we're going to draw what's inside of your bucket. So what I need you to do right now is to get a few things, and I'll put them out and then you can pause this and go and get them. You need a piece of paper. Any old paper will do. Need something to draw with. I'm going to draw with a pencil first. If you want to add color, you need to get some colors. So I would suggest maybe a marker or a crayon, and I'm going to get red and yellow, and let me see what else. I'm going to get a blue and a purple. Okay, so that's what I'm going to get for my colors today. Oh, I'm going to get a light blue too, I think. Okay, I'm going to get a light blue. But you don't have to have these same kind of markers or these colors. You can use crayons or you can just use a pencil. The other thing that I really, really need is a circle, because drawing perfect circles, well, that's pretty hard. And I want it to really look like we're looking into a circle bucket. So here's what I would suggest. Find a small plate or a bowl, and you can use that to trace. It just has to fit on your paper. See how mine fits on the paper and there's space all the way around? But if you don't have a bowl handy, maybe you have a roll of tape. You can use that. Or maybe you have a lid from your mom's Tupperware drawer. You can use that and just skip this little bump right here. So I'm going to show you how to use a bowl right now. I'm putting my bowl upside down. The other thing you might want before you start this is you might want a pair of scissors, because I'll show you why we might need that. And you might want a glue stick. But that's it. So to recap, we need a pencil, maybe some colors if you want them, a blank piece of paper, something round, and if you want to do the next part, you need some glue and some scissors and maybe another colored piece of paper, because here's what we're going to do. We're going to make Billy's bucket, and I'm going to teach you how to draw the whale, this squiddy thing, and this jellyfish and some waves inside of it. So pause this and go get your stuff. Okay, are you back? Here we go. I put my paper landscape, and if you remember what that means, it's laying down flat the long way, but you can put it either way. I want you to put your circle, your bowl or whatever it is, kind of in the middle of your paper so you have some space around it, and then take your pencil and trace around it. Easiest thing to do is to hold so that your circle doesn't move, hold right onto the top of it. Okay, now I have a perfect circle, and that's going to be like the top of the bucket that we're looking into. The first thing I'm going to do is draw the whale. So check it out. Get your pencil. In our circle somewhere, we are going to draw a rectangle, which has 4 sides. But check this out. I'm going to make the sides, or the corners, a little bit curved. Do you see that? See those curves right there? So go ahead and draw yourself a rectangle. It needs to be kind of fat because we're going to make it a chubby whale. The next thing we're going to do is right here at the bottom, we're going to make a little line out, just like that. Not too long. And then we're going to take that line and we're going to go on an angle and connect it up here. That's going to be his silly tail, part of it, okay? So get your rectangle and get your triangle. And now we need 2 more triangles. These ones are tricky because they start at the tip right here, so right there, and there's going to be an angle up, and then we have to stop. And at this top part right here, we need to go at an angle back down again. There's a triangle. Next one, start right at the same place, right at that dot. We're going to make an angle out and then an angle back. So those lines go right back again. Okay, we're almost done with our whale. Just need to do a couple things. One, he's got these cool little curves on him. So we're going to, oh wait, I forgot his little, he's got a little fin over here. So it's another triangle, and watch where it's pointing. It starts up inside of here, okay, not at the bottom, up in here. And there's another triangle right there. Okay, so now we got all those things. Now, oh, I'm going to move this triangle back. Did you guys already draw that triangle? I actually want this triangle way back here, and there's a reason for it. So he's back towards the end of his body. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this curve that I already have, and I'm going to make this line go down and curve into here. You see what I just did right there? And then I'm going to erase that line, if I have an eraser, right there. That looks a little more whalish, doesn't it? And then over here, I am just going to take the little end of this and add a little curly Q and a bend. It's almost like an S backwards right there. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Bump up, curve down, bump up. Look at that cool whale tail right there. If you can't get that, don't worry about it. Just give it a try. See what you come up with. He needs a little spout too, so his little water can come out. So I'm just going to put this little half circle way up there. That's his spout. Okay, now his mouth. Check this out. Way down here at the bottom of this rectangle, almost at the very bottom, we're going to start at this edge here, and we're going to draw a long line till it almost gets to that fin and a little tiny curve up. That's his smile. And you see where the curve up is? Just move up a little bit from there, put a circle with a dot in it, and there's his eyeball, and we have a whale. Cool. Now, for our jellyfish. Here's all I did for my jellyfish. I did an upside down U, and then at the bottom of it, I did these little bumps. Watch. Bump, 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 till they touch the other side, and then some squiggle lines. Cool, huh? Now for my octopus squid thingy, I'm going to draw an oval that is kind of pointed at one end. Do you see that point right there? And at this end, it's kind of like our octopus or our jellyfish here. At this end, I'm going to draw some legs, however many you want. And on here, I'm going to draw an eyeball. I think I'm going to draw the eyeball close to down here. A circle with a circle inside. And now I have all those cool things that I can color. So you can go ahead and color it now. If you want to put it on another paper, you can color it, then cut it out with those scissors and glue it on to another paper. And you can see I use reds and yellows and all kinds of stuff for that. So there is Billy's bucket, and now it's my bucket. You go ahead and make your bucket, and I'd love to see what it looks like. So let me know how it turns out. Love you guys. Mama G out.